Welcome to True Seekers News Op-Ed Edition, where I, an anonymous TSN viewer, get to share my point of view on a social or political news topic. Today, I look at what happens when parents support their children in making major decisions that, in hindsight, may not have been the best for them. And yet, rather than course correct, these parents double down, trapped by pride and unwilling to admit they may have made a mistake. A perfect example of this is NBA superstar LeBron James and his son, Bronny James. LeBron has spent years grooming his son for the NBA. But now, as Bronny struggles in his first professional games, playing 15 minutes without scoring a single point, the critics have been relentless. The stats don't lie, he wasn't ready for this level of competition. Rather than accept the tough reality, LeBron has gone on the attack, furious at sports analysts like Stephen A. Smith for pointing out the obvious. Why? Because admitting the truth would mean admitting he made a mistake. LeBron's pride won't allow him to acknowledge that pushing Bronny into the NBA too soon has backfired. Instead of stepping back and reconsidering, he doubles down, defending what was clearly a poor decision, even as his son struggles in front of millions. This is what happens when pride overrules reason. And we see this same pattern play out in even more serious ways across America. Just like LeBron supported a path for his son that may not have been in Bronny's best interest, many parents have supported their children in early gender transitions, only to later realize they made a tragic mistake. A 2024 article from the New York Post highlighted that nearly 24 detransitioners have filed medical malpractice and fraud lawsuits against healthcare providers who oversaw their gender transition treatments when they were minors or young adults. The number of detransitioners is expected to swell, as detransitioning is estimated to take 5 to 10 years after initial transition. Studies show that detransition rates are growing, with many young adults expressing regret over medical transitions they began as children. Some doctors have reported an increase in lawsuits from young adults who feel they were rushed into life-altering procedures they didn't fully understand. But rather than admit they were wrong, many parents continue defending these choices, even when their children express regret. Why? Because they don't want to admit they were wrong. Just like LeBron James won't acknowledge that pushing his son into the NBA too soon was a bad call. Now, however, a political shift is forcing a reality check. With President Trump's recent bill, the government is stepping in to halt the dangerous path of early gender transitions and forced LGBTQ ideology in schools. Legal recognition of only 2 biological sexes. Banning male-born athletes from competing in women's sports. Prohibiting medical sex changes for children. These policies directly challenge the progressive narrative that has encouraged parents to support gender transitions for their children. Now, many are caught in a moral and legal trap. They've spent years advocating for something that is now being reversed by law. Will these parents admit they were wrong? Or, like LeBron, will they continue defending a sinking ship just to avoid admitting they made a terrible decision? We see the same pride-fueled denial when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI programs, and affirmative action policies. For years, universities prioritized race and gender over merit in admissions. The result? Students were placed in academic environments they weren't fully prepared for, leading to higher dropout rates and lower success rates. 6 of the top 14 law schools reported declines in both Black and Hispanic enrollments, including Harvard Law School after affirmative action was banned. Not because of discrimination, but because students who were previously admitted based on race-conscious policies were now expected to meet the same merit-based standards as other applicants. Meanwhile, students admitted on merit alone are likely to thrive, proving that ability, not identity, is what determines success. Yet, rather than admit these policies were flawed, DEI supporters continue fighting against reality that ability is best. They refuse to acknowledge that their ideology set many students up for an uphill battle. Make no mistake, regardless of a student's race, they should be admitted to a school that aligns with their academic abilities. Just like Bronny James, who would be better suited for the G League. It's clear. From LeBron James to parents of transgender children to DEI advocates, we see the same dangerous pattern. Support a flawed decision. Ignore the warning signs. Defend it at all costs, even as it fails. The question is, how long will people continue defending the indefensible? At what point will pride give way to truth? Thank you for watching True Seekers News Op-Ed. Got a subject you want to share? Share it in the comments or email the TSN team at tsensitfree@gmail.com. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, because the truth will set you free.